I was at the gym yesterday, and I was doing a big heavy set, at least for my weight. So I weigh 76 kilos right now, and I was doing a seated shoulder press. Okay, I was doing a seated shoulder press with dumbbells, and I had 32 kilos on one side and 32 kilos on the other side. Okay, so what I do is I see my friend walking past. So he's my gym bro. I see him walking past. And by the way, guys, in the gym, I never ask other people to spot me unless the people that I train with. Why? Because last time that I asked someone to spot me, they literally instead of grab me. So I was doing the same exercise last time, but instead of someone actually spotting me and grabbing me from my elbows and pushing the weight up, they literally got the fucking dumbbells like this and they started pulling them like that. You know what I'm trying to say? It was comfortable as fuck, uncomfortable as fuck. So I literally saw my friend walking past and I was like, bro, please come over. He came, I put my headphones in and I was like, please just spot me, just lift them up at least for the first rep. And I was generally fucking locked in, these dumbbells were fucking huge. I probably done that once before, and I was aiming to go for at least 6 to 8 reps, which is the best rep range. Okay, so I was generally fucking locked in. So he grabs me, I do the first assisted rep, and then I just go and do I think I did 7 reps, which it's quite a lot for me. Now whilst I was doing this set, I could literally see people looking at me, at least 2 people next to me looking at me from the mirror. So I could imagine you guys are the mirror. I could literally see people giving me looks whilst I was doing the set. Now during the set, guys, I am not gonna lie, in the gym I am not a clown, meaning that I don't fucking go like that, you know what I mean? Because you've been a little bit of a clown, that's a bit too much. But still, I I grunt, I do make a few noises, you know what I mean? Just normal noises like this, you know what I'm trying to say? That's absolutely normal. It comes natural because I know I'm lifting as hard as I can. And I could see some of the guys in the gym literally looking at me like this. And guys, on the 7th rep, so on the last rep that I did, guys, please believe me, the weight, it took about 8 to 10 seconds to go fully up. I was literally like this. So 1, 2, I thought at one point I thought I didn't have it like this, and then I was you guys, it literally took about 10 seconds for the last rep and for the last rep to be fully completed. Okay, and when I dropped the weight, I generally had to slam it on the floor because it was I generally went to failure. I went to proper failure. And even my friend was like, fucking hell, bro, and he dapped me up. And then I see some of the guys were still looking at me for a couple of seconds, and then they quickly turn heads because they didn't want me to probably see them. And yeah, guys, it made me realize that those guys, they were 99.999% looking at me because of my intensity. It was generally because I was going very, very hard. Okay, it was seriously, guys, I'm telling you, my friend had to spot me for the first rep, and that set, it probably took me a full minute to complete. It generally took probably a little bit more. It took ages for the 7 reps to be done. Okay, especially on the last rep, as I said, it literally took me a good 10 seconds to fully complete the rep. And yeah, guys, this is why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because many of you guys are scared to make some noises or scared to make a few grunts or faces because of what other people might think of you. Now, you shouldn't do that. You generally when you do a set, guys, you should completely be so locked in and completely isolate yourself that you don't give a fuck what other people think of you guys. Seriously, when those guys were looking at me, I was kind of proud of myself because I was yeah, I'm pushing myself to the limit. I'm generally going way harder than the rest of the guys here in the gym. And I am fucking proud that other people are looking at me. And also, guys, these people, they will look at you for a couple of seconds. And then when you're done, they'll probably still look at you for 1 second. And then after that, bro, they won't give a fuck about you. They would literally just go, they will do the set. They will go and do their set. They will forget you within 5 seconds. Why? Because no one gives a fuck about you, mate. Seriously, no one gives a single utter fuck about you and about me, about anyone, okay? Like when you're in the gym and someone makes a few noises, like a few grunts. Now, I'm not saying be a clown, because I generally cannot stand people that will literally like, like, no, don't be a fucking clown. But if you need to make like a few faces, a few grunts, a few like uncomfortable noises because you're generally pushing hard, bro, that's fucking normal. Like, you should be, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be the guy who's scared of like making noises and scared of like grunting a little bit, and he just turns all red. You don't want to be that guy, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? You do want to make a few faces. You do want to like make a few noises, because first of all, you're in the gym, and like, if you don't do it in the gym, what the fuck are you gonna do it? You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, you're in the gym, bro, you're pushing, you're going for PRs, you're going heavy. I hope so. Bro, you should be like, you know, you should, bro, you fucking should make a few noises, okay? Again, I'm not telling you to be a clown, but still, like, you know what I'm trying to say is like, don't be one of that guys that, you know, those guys that they are generally like, I think they're like, they don't like to be in social situations, I think, and they generally don't like to, you know, make a few noises. They're pretty scared of what other people think of them, so they literally just turn red. They literally just, their face completely turns red, and yeah, like, and they just don't, and they probably don't even go like, you know, as heavy as they could, because they generally have like no oxygen, because they're not even breathing, they're like shallow breathing. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't want to be that guy. Like, you want to like, when you're in the gym, you want to literally just like, you know what I mean? Like, what I'm trying to say, guys, is like, if people look at you for because you're generally like pushing hard, guys, those people will respect you more, instead of if you generally like didn't make a single sound and your face turned all red and you probably collapsed because you had no oxygen in your brain. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, guys, even if those guys will look at you for like a couple of like seconds, just, bro, they will not give a fuck about you 5 seconds from now. They probably forgot about you within 2 minutes, okay? They have their own problems, okay? They don't give a fuck about a little 20-year-old guy who's in the gym trying to like lift heavy, okay? Trust me, guys, they don't give a fuck about us. And yeah, like, most of the times they won't even say anything to you. Actually, one time, this guy that used to sell gym, he literally came up to me and he literally spugged me, and he was like, bro, congrats, like, I know that was probably the heaviest you went. You know what I'm trying to say is like, guys, do not be afraid of going heavy in the gym because you're afraid of making a few noises because of what other people might think of you. And I'm telling, and guys, when I make these videos, I just like imagine my like younger self, and I'm like, bro, no one gives a fuck about you. No one cares about you, bro. No one really cares about you. So if you do need to make a few noises here and there just to help you like lift heavier, do it. Please, just do it, okay? Like, if you're with your boys and you're just hyping each other up, and you know you're a bit louder than usual, bro, it's fine. Seriously, it's absolutely fine. Okay, now again, I'm not telling you to be a clown and to be like, ah, like that, bro. But I'm telling you, like, generally, like, train hard and it will generally come natural. Okay, and yeah, this is pretty much what I had to say. Is like, don't be afraid of what other people think of you, especially when you're in the gym, guys. When you're in the gym, I feel like there's at least the gym I go to, there's a very, very nice community of like people that, you know, train together and everything. And yeah, I met most of these people when, you know how I met most of these people, when they asked me for a spot. They did a crazy set, and then I was like, bro, that was a crazy set. We started speaking about it. You know what I'm trying to say? That's how you make friends in the gym, by the way. Okay, so even like, don't be afraid to ask someone for a spot. Okay, now, you know, with this, guys, like, I've asked many people for spots, and I say like 80% of the guys in the gym cannot spot you for shit. Seriously. I told you about the story when this guy, instead of like spotting me from like the elbows and like lifting the weights like this, he literally grabbed them from the top. Like, imagine this is a dumbbell. He grabbed it like this and he tried to spot me like that. Like, you don't want to be that guy in the gym. So preferably, bro, you ask probably like people that you can generally tell they know how to spot you. Okay, you don't want to ask the 50-year-old dad to spot you. You don't want to ask the, I don't know, like the 6-year-old man in the gym to spot you. You want to ask someone like your age who's like, you know, who's quite big. Okay, you want to ask them to spot you. Okay, and don't be afraid, bro. Don't be afraid. Like in most of my lifts, guy, I can't even do the first rep by myself, and then I can do like 6 more reps by myself, which means that if you really want to go as heavy as you can in the gym, you need to ask someone to spot you, especially on the first rep. Okay, like at least to like lift those dumbbells up, like at least on the first rep, especially when you do like incline dumbbell press, or like you do like a overhead press with dumbbells, you know what I mean, especially like on this movement. If you really want to go as heavy as you can, you need to get someone to spot you. Okay, because like before, when I couldn't ask someone to spot me, it was generally like a struggle to get the first rep in. And guys, I increased the weight by at least 4 kilos since I've asked someone to spot me. It's usually the first rep, which is the hardest one for you to lift. You want to have someone to like lift those dumbbells up for you. Okay, you really do, because you know you're going to like your max basically. Like you will leave gains on the table if you don't work with a weight where you need someone to spot you on the first rep. Why? Because it's the hardest one to get up, and once the weight is up, then it's easy for you to like, you know, do the other reps. Okay, but the first like rep is always the hardest one to like just fully get up. You know what I'm trying to say? So ask someone for a spot. Preferably is someone that you can tell knows what he's doing. But yeah, guys, this video was basically to tell you that don't hold back if you need to make a few noises in the gym. Again, don't be a clown, but don't, like, guys, people that look at you don't give a fuck. You know what I'm trying to say is like, yeah, sure, they're looking at you for like 5 seconds, but again, they will literally like forget about you within 5 seconds after you think they're looking at you. You know what I'm trying to say. And guys, most times those guys don't look at you because they think you're a clown. They look at you because they generally want to see if you lift those dumbbells up or not. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, and they probably look at you because they're generally like kind of impressed of how much weight you're moving. So don't be afraid. And yeah, I made a course, guys, which I will link on the description if you want to transform yourself. And I tell you exactly my training plan. I tell you my meal plans. I generally tell you the way to become more attractive doing the healthy habits. I also offer one-on-one coaching, so DM me on Instagram for that. I will leave the link on the description as well. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.